Good morning, everyone. This is Mr. Holmes Williams, your wonderful web design teacher. And here I'm going to show you this assignment that we're about to complete called the Guess a Number Between assignment. So we were working with JavaScript for the past couple of classes. And so now we're about to go into combining some of the knowledge that we've gained over the last couple of classes with some new knowledge that we're going to gain today. Now, this is not the explanation of the assignment when it comes to the solution. However, I will show you what the output of the assignment should be, and you are going to take what I show you and you are going to create JavaScript code and HTML code and possibly CSS code that can produce similar results or the exact same results. So, if you notice on my screen down here, I have two guess a number between buttons. I have a basic one for those of you all who are newer to coding. This is going to be most of the students in the class. And then I also have an advanced version for those of you all who this is not your first time using any coding language and you were really good at picking up new concepts. That is going to be for you all. So my nerds, y'all know who y'all are. This is for y'all. And then for those of you all who are, who just want to learn something new, the first one is going to suffice, okay? So, what does this do? So we've talked about last time how to use the prompt method inside of JavaScript. So this is taking advantage of that method again. So when I click this basic guess a number button, a prompt should show up. And as you can see here in the prompt, it does say guess a number between 7 and 25. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you that the number that I've chosen to be the number between there is 19. So I'm going to put in a number between 7 and 25, but it's not going to be 19. I'm going to put in 12. So as you can see here, when I put in 12, aka a number that's not the number I want, which in this case is 19, it says the number 12 is not right, try again. So let's try the number 18. And it then does that. So as you can see here, it is updating the logic inside of this prompt button to include whatever number that I put in there. So that's going to be one of the things you have to figure out is how am I going to make sure that whatever number I put in, and it's not the number I want, that it updates so that it says the number whatever is not right, try again. Now, of course, I can then put in the number 19, which is the correct answer as I've told you. And then it says right here, yay, you got it. And this is just going to let you okay it. And as you can see right here, also on our document, it says, congrats, the number 19 is the correct answer. So two different things. Once you've gotten the correct number that you want the person to get, a prompt will come up that says, yay, you got it, congratulations. And it will print this statement on your HTML as well. So if you notice, when we load the page up, there is no statement here. And then when we get the right answer, there is a statement. So you have to figure out how that works, okay? Now, some of the issues with the basic guessing a number button that can be solved with the advanced one is if you put in a number that is below the min number that we're asking for, which in this case is 7, or above the max number that we're asking for, which in this case is 25, then it will do the same thing as if you, did the correct range. So let's say we put in 2, which is clearly below 7, it will do the same exact thing as if you did a number between 7 and 25. It will say the number 2 is not right, try again. So there really isn't any advanced logic here that maybe tells you, hey, this isn't between the range we told you, try this again, but between these two numbers. And this is where the advanced guess a number button actually does. So I'm going to put a 19 so we can get out of here. And as you can see here, I got it. Yay. Now, of course, for the advanced one, 19 is still the number, but it does have some new conditions where if we do go outside that range, it will tell us as well. So now for the advanced button, it looks exactly the same. It starts with the same. So guess a number between 7 and 25. Awesome. Let's go ahead and go to a number that's outside of our two numbers. So let's try 5. When I do okay, now you see that the logic has been updated. So now it says 5 is way too small. Remember, the number needs to be between 7 and 25. So here it sees that we are outside of our range and it tells us, hey, get back in your range. And the same happens if we go to an upper part. So 99 is clearly way more than 25. So when I do okay, it does the same thing, but the opposite. 99 is way too big. Remember, the number needs to be between 7 and 25. And of course, when we put in a number between 7 and 25, that's not 19, then let's do 16. then of course it'll do the same thing we did before with the other button. So you can see here, there's a little bit more logic here that kind of helps the user out when it comes to making sure that they're staying within that range. And you can even add additional logic to where maybe you get within a certain range of your number, then it'll do an even number one saying, oh, you're getting hot, you're getting warm, etc. But I don't have that here. Basically, if it's within the range, it'll do this. If it's outside the range, either less than the range or above the range, it'll do the other two prompts. And there's one more prompt that it does do that I really enjoy. So of course here we're asking for numbers, but what if the person just decides to not put in a number? Let's say they say hello. Even if you are not a coding person, you know hello is not a number. It's a string, or it's a word, or it's a couple of letters that's been put together. This is not a number. So when I put in anything that's not a number and I put in okay, look what happens. It says try putting in a number this time. Yes, a little snarky, yes, a little sassy, but that's how we do it around here. So even in this case, when they don't even put in a number, it will tell you, hey, this is not a number, let's try it again. And this not only works for letters, but it also works for special characters. So let's say I try to put in the $sign. This is clearly not a number. I do this again, and it does say try putting in a number this time. So now I put in a number, and you see it changed the logic. And of course for this one, 19 is the value that we want, and it does the same as that thing. Yeah, you got it. And then it does print this on your HTML. So you can see how the advanced button has a lot more logic in it, so it will take you some more time to figure those things out. However, the basic button also introduces a new topic called while loops, okay? So while loops is going to be the main focal point of here. It does include things that we've talked about before, like if statements. It includes assigning a variable to the button. So, you know, each of these has a variable assigned to them in JavaScript that has a corresponding button. We also have talked about inner HTML, how we can print to our HTML statements. So these are not concepts that we are not familiar with. The only new concept is the while loop. So your task is to look up what while loops are and how you can use them. Basically what I'm saying is when I click this button, a prompt comes up. While the number does not equal the number I wanted to do, which is 19, then this prompt will continually reopen and reprompt us to try again until we get that number. This is different from doing an if statement because the if statement only runs when we click the button. And so when we click the button the first time, it'll run. If we don't get the answer, okay, boo-hoo, so sad. But when we run a while loop, when we click that button once until we get the number that we want, or until we get to the place we want it to go, the loop will continue to run over and over and over and over again. I can do 1, that's not right. 2, that's not right. 3, that's not right. 4, that's not right. It will continue to run until I get to the number that it wants me to get to. And this is why while loops can be very helpful, but also very dangerous. Because if you do not assign a value to be met, then the loop will run forever and ever and ever, and you'll probably end up crashing your browser. Okay, so make sure that you're careful with while loops. Okay, so when you're, let's go to 19. Let's get this out the way. So helpful things for this assignment. First off, you're going to want to look up while loops. JS. That's pretty easy. You can look at the W3 Schools link. You can look at the Mozilla link. It does not matter. They both do a pretty good job of showing you how to use them. Okay. Other things that will be useful, of course, is maybe reviewing the prompt method in JavaScript. Okay, again, prompt, you can go to the W3 Schools. It'll tell you how to do that. Also looking up conditionals. Okay, because this does use a conditional statement called not equal. That isn't right. Not equal equals, oh, there it goes. This may show me. So there's different conditionals. As you all know, we've used conditionals like this where if something is less than something, or if something is greater than something, or something is equals to something. But there are other conditional statements like what if something is not equal to something, which is what you have to do in this case within your loop. Okay, if something is not equal to the number you want, then it will continue to prompt you. Other than that, it may also be helpful, if we have not already discovered it, to talk about concatenation. Okay, concatenation is a term where you are concatenating, I don't want to do that though. where you're using the plus symbol, okay, I'll put this inside of the assignment for you all to make sure that you go to the right place. But concatenation is where you use the plus symbol, which we'll usually use to add up numbers to add strings together. And this is how you can add strings and variables together. So again, going back to my code, you notice how whenever I put in a number, let's say I put in 8, it then puts the number 8 in here. I'm using concatenation to get the number that was put into the prompt. In this case, it was 8, to then update the string so that it tells me what the number was, and that I need to try again. So concatenation will also be very helpful in this assignment as well. Take all class to do this. Either this is the day that I'm not there, or I'm in class but letting you work on your own. Either way, these are going to be things that are going to be helpful for you to complete this assignment. I hope this helps, and I will be putting out the solution later on. I'll let you know when the solution is available. So if you did not understand, or if you did not get how to complete this assignment using the tools I've given you, then you'll have a video up explaining you step by step what I did to achieve both the basic guess a number button and the advanced guess a number button. And with that being said, remember that somebody loves you and you know who it is. And have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.